The New York Cosmos are an American professional soccer club based in Hempstead, New York that has played in the North American Soccer League, the second division of North American soccer, since 2013. The present formation of the team, an organization established since August 2010, is a rebirth of the original New York Cosmos that played in the previous North American Soccer League. The Cosmos ownership group is headed by Chairman Seamus O'Brien.Key. Executives include Chief Operating Officer Erik, Vice Chairman Jeremy Wilkins, and the team head coach Giovanni Savarese. A number of former stars are still involved with the team. Pelé as honorary president, with Shep Messing and Carlos Alberto as international ambassadors. The team won the Soccer Bowl in 2013 and 2015 and the North American Supporters Trophy in 2015. History: 1985 to 2012, fall of the original Cosmos and revival. The original New York Cosmos Club was founded on December 10, 1970, and was named on February 4, 1971. The original North American Soccer League ceased operations after the 1984 season, and the Cosmos were dissolved in 1985 after playing a season in the Major Indoor Soccer League. Pepe Pinton, managing director for the Cosmos at the time, continued to run and operate youth camps started in 1977 and named after the club's stars. With the rise of Major League Soccer during the late 1990s and 2000s, various New York City area entities approached Pinton about using the name for an MLS franchise. The existing franchise in New York, the Metro Stars, made relevant inquiries both before and after becoming the New York Red Bulls in 2006. Pinton was reluctant to let the name be used by an MLS team, believing that the league was unwilling to respect the Cosmos' heritage. However, after seeing MLS reintroduce historical NASL names, he changed his mind. In late August 2009, Pinton sold the name and image rights to Paul Kemsley, the former vice chairman of English Premier League club Tottenham Hotspur, who headed a group intent on establishing a new Cosmos team in MLS. As the group's honorary president, Pelé announced the club's return on August 1, 2010. Kemsley's group included English soccer businessman Terry Byrne as vice chairman, as well as former Liverpool CEO Rick Parry. Former Manchester United forward Eric Cantona was added as director of soccer in mid-January 2011, with former United States player Kobe Jones as associate director. It is unknown what, if any, position either Cantona or Jones hold with the club under current ownership. The original Cosmos top goal scorer, Giorgio Chinaglia, was also named an international ambassador before his death in 2012. The new Cosmos' first match was on August 5, 2011, when they played against Manchester United at Old Trafford in Paul Scholes' testimonial match. Cantona managed the team, mixing members of the Cosmos under-23 team with guest players from around the world. The departure of Kemsley as chairman and CEO was announced by the Cosmos on October 26, 2011, with an official club statement saying that he wished to pursue other interests and commitments. His replacement was not immediately announced. A further press release on November 2 gave news of a company buyout, restructuring and various unspecified management changes within the organization. The statement also said that the goal of the club remained the same under its new, then unidentified owners, unequivocally to become an MLS team. 2013-present return to competitive league play. The Cosmos announced on July 12, 2012 that they would start competitive play in the second-tier North American Soccer League in 2013, but insisted in the same press release that the club was still bent on ultimately joining MLS. Giovanni Savarese, who had coached in the club's youth system, was confirmed as the senior team's first head coach on November 19 the same year. About a month later, on December 11, former Red Bulls defender Carlos Mendez, a native of Long Island, became the new Cosmos' first senior player. The Cosmos found immediate success in the NASL, winning the full-season championship with a 9-4-1 record. On November 9, 2013, the team emerged as the winner of Soccer Bowl 2013, winning 1-0 against the spring season champions, the Atlanta Silverbacks. In June 2015, the New York Cosmos was the first professional U.S. team facing a Cuban national team since 1978. Stadium. In July 2012, when the Cosmos' entry to the second-tier North American Soccer League was confirmed, starting in 2013, the New York Times reported that the club would initially play home games at James M. Truitt Stadium, on the campus of Hofstra University in Hempstead, New York, about 20 miles east of downtown New York City on Long Island. The stadium seats 11,929, and was home to the original Cosmos Club during the 1972 and 1973 seasons. The Cosmos have proposed to construct a new 25,000-seat stadium at a parking lot next to the Belmont Park racetrack in Elmont, at the border between Queens and Nassau County. Plans for the $400 million project were submitted to the Empire State Development Corporation as a response to a request for proposal. A decision is pending. Occasionally the Cosmos will play matches at MCU Park in Brooklyn. Supporters. There are currently 3 supporters groups that all share the 5 Points supporters section at Hofstra Stadium. The New York City-based supporters group is the Borough Boys Supporters Club, a group originally formed in 2007 to lobby for the creation of a professional soccer team based in New York City. The members first met in October 2007 and decided on the name Borough Boys on November 17, 2007, after holding a vote. The club's original motivation was simply the desire for professional soccer in the city, and to that end it held talks with city officials in early 2008. Soon after, Emsley's group bought the Cosmos rights in late 2009. The club wrote an open letter asking him to create an MLS franchise within the city. He reacted positively, leading the Borough Boys to pledge their support. The Borough Boys have since maintained a close relationship with the Cosmos. The supporters club is made up of around 1,000 members, and represents a broad spectrum of fans from many different backgrounds. The Borough Boys' original logo used the colors of New York City, white, blue and orange, and was based around the arches of the Brooklyn Bridge. It also used the motto of Brooklyn, Eendracht Maakt Macht, which translates from Dutch as "Unity makes strength." After the club became affiliated with the Cosmos, it adopted a new emblem featuring a navy blue skull seen in profile facing to the left, surrounded by green, yellow and blue blades, similar to those on the Cosmos badge. La Banda del Cosmos and the Cross Island Crew, which is based on Long Island, are 2 other supporters groups for the Cosmos. The Cross Island Crew was originally founded as Sagan's Army but decided to rebrand themselves in late 2013. The name comes from the region that they represent. The Cross Island Crew logo is a green ring with yellow edging, with the name is in white lettering in the green ring, and the center having the top of a lighthouse within it. Broadcasting. For the 2013 season, all Cosmos games were broadcast live on One World Sports and live tape delayed on SNY. The majority of the games featured the on-air team of play-by-play announcer JP Dellacamera and Janus Michalig as the color analyst. One World Sports also produced Cosmos Classics, an original series featuring historic Cosmos matches from the 1970s and 1980s. The 2014 broadcasting rights were given to One World Sports. In 2015, the network also gained the right to access both home and away matches. As of the 2016 NASL full season, NBC Deportes has the Spanish-language broadcasting rights to all Cosmos home and away games. Players. Current roster. Where a player has not declared an international allegiance, nation is determined by place of birth. Retired numbers. Chapter 9 Giorgio Chinaldia. 10 Pele. Honors. League record. Year-by-year top goal scorers as of match played 15 June 2016. Top assists last updated April 29, 2016. Bolded players are currently on the New York Cosmos roster. Most appearances last updated August 6, 2015. Bolded players are currently on the New York Cosmos roster. Club captains, ownership and team management. As of December 3, 2014. Directors. Honorary President, Pele. Chairman and CEO, Seamus O'Brien. Chief Operating Officer, Erik Stover. International Ambassadors, Carlos Alberto, Shep Messing. Technical Staff. Sporting Director, Head Coach, Giovanni Savarese. Assistant Coach, Eleko Eskandarian. Assistant Coach, Carlos Lamoso. Goalkeeper Coach, Guillermo Valencia. Assistant Sporting Director, Luke Sassano. Operations Director of Finance, Kevin Klatz. Director of Licensing, Merchandising and Retail Development, Paul White. Director of Operations, Sofia Sanchez. Youth Academy. The club operated the Cosmos Academy, which it formed on foundation in August 2010. The academy was affiliated with Blau-Weiß Gotchi and based in Queens, New York. It competed at various levels of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy, fielding teams in the under-9 to under-18 age groups. The U.S. under-17 team's spring 2011 roster included 3 players from the Cosmos Academy, more than any MLS team. A Western division called Cosmos Academy West existed between August 2010 and August 2011, based in Pomona, California, about 27 miles east of Los Angeles. At the end of 2010, it was ranked by Soccer America as the 3rd best boys club in the United States and the top boys club in California. 6 months after its original partnership with Los Angeles Football Club was terminated in February 2011, Cosmos Academy West disbanded in August 2011. Its operations folded into those of MLS club Chivas USA. This was done so that the Cosmos would fit more closely the requirements of a potential MLS team based out of New York City. As part of the deal made with the Cosmos in 2010, Blau-Weiß Gotchi were to receive payment from New York in January and August each year. After the first 2 biannual payments were made on time, an unspecified amount was still outstanding from the third 3 months after its due date on August 1, 2011, causing Blau-Weiß Gotchi to file suit for non-payment against the Cosmos on November 8, 2011. Because of the lack of funding, Blau-Weiß was forced to restore the tuition, transport and training fees which players had been required to pay before the 2010 deal, but which had been thereafter covered by the Cosmos sponsorship. The Blau-Weiß statement did not reveal the court in which the claim will be filed. An under-23 Cosmos side was accepted into the USL Premier Development League, the fourth tier of the United States soccer pyramid, in May 2011, and was expected to join for the 2012 season. In preparation for this, it played exhibition matches against existing PDL clubs during 2011, coached by Savarese. However, it did not take part in the 2012 PDL season. In fall of 2014, the Cosmos announced that recently signed Raul Gonzalez Blanco would, in addition to playing for the senior side, take an advisory role with the club's upcoming and rebooted academy. Announcements regarding the academy's structure are expected in early 2015, but it has been hinted that Raul, Marcos Senna, and Giovanni Savarese would all be taking leadership roles in the player development program. Attempted Major League Soccer expansion. At the time of the Cosmos' return in 2010, MLS was made up of 16 franchises, with 3 new teams set to join over the following 2 seasons: the Vancouver Whitecaps FC and Portland Timbers in 2011, and the Montreal Impact in 2012. Newsday reported in late April 2011 that the league was committed to placing the next franchise in the New York Borough of Queens if a deal could be reached. Terry Burns said in July 2011 that the stadium was the biggest factor regarding the Cosmos' accession to MLS. The league wants us to demonstrate that we are capable of taking a stadium and building a stadium, he said. Working alongside New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, the Cosmos sought a location within New York City's boroughs rather than a surrounding city. Over a dozen locations around Queens, the Bronx, and Manhattan were marked out in March 2011, narrowed down to 4 sites by the end of July, 2 in Queens and 1 each in Brooklyn and Uptown Manhattan. Apart from the stadium, an issue regarding MLS membership was the franchise fee that the Cosmos would have to pay to the league. When the club first announced its intention to join, the price stood at $40 million. But by the end of July 2011, the fee for any expansion team playing in New York had risen to $70 million, a 57% rise from the entry price paid by Montreal. At this time, the club and league were in negotiations, which included talks over perhaps starting play at a temporary home stadium for 2 or 3 years. Negotiations broke down, in part due to the lack of a stadium plan and disputes over the league's single-entity structure. In May 2013, Major League Soccer announced that the 20th franchise would be a different New York-based team, New York City FC, a new team co-owned by Premier League team Manchester City and Major League Baseball team, the New York Yankees. Cosmos chairman Seamus O'Brien, however, noted that London had 14 professional soccer teams, so New York City could handle 3. In February 2014, MLS Commissioner Don Garber named 3 other markets as candidates for the final expansion team that would get the league's stated 24-team target by 2020, and on April 25, 2014, he told Associated Press's sports editors that there would not be a third MLS team in New York.